channel Tutelage, a guide to economics. Hope you are doing well. Here, this is Sriparna. In my previous session, we have already described the preliminary concept about elasticity and elasticity of demand, elasticity of supply, and what are the types of elasticity and price elasticity of demand concept and their graphical representations and their types also. So now we will discuss the another part of elasticity that includes the determinants of price elasticity of demand, why the price elasticity of demand is important in economics, and third one is that is the income elasticity concept with graphical representations. So if you have missed my last session, so please go through this link which is given in my description box and my first comment also. So learner, let's check what topic we will discuss today. So go to the next slide. Here, this is the next slide, and we can see there are some subtopics for today's session. The first thing is previous discussion on the concept of elasticity. The second one is that is the main subtopic, that is determinant of the price elasticity of demand. And third or fourth one, that is the price elasticity of demand in importance and the income elasticity of demand. So do not waste any time. Let's get started and move on the next slide. Here, this is the slide for determinants of price elasticity of demand, and we have already discussed what do you mean by a price elasticity of demand. So before going to the determinants part, we have to explain two basic important concept, that is what do you mean by a elasticity and what do you mean by a inelasticity. So at first we have to explain the elasticity. So what do you mean? Do you have any idea, learner, what do you mean by a elasticity? So elasticity means change in quantity demanded. So change in quantity demanded due to change in price is large. Okay? And so there is a big effect on change on the amount of quantity demanded for that the particular product when price level changes. And inelastic situation refers to this situation, that is change in quantity demanded due to change in price is small. So there is a very small effect on the amount of quantity demanded when price level changes. Clear what is elasticity and what is inelasticity? Now we are going to the point. The first determinant, so necessary and the luxurious product. So this is the one of the most important determinant of price elasticity of demand. So for necessary product, the price elasticity of demand tend to be inelastic, because consumer has to consume in certain amount of product when price level increases. For example, the salt, common salt. When price level increases, when price of the salt increases, consumer has to consume the same quantity of salt. Clear? Now going to the next part, that is a luxurious product. But for luxurious product, the price elasticity of demand tends to be elastic, because when price level changes, there is a large effect on the amount of quantity demanded, which implies the elastic situation. So for example, luxurious so expensive jewelry is the example of the luxurious product, or diamond, expensive cars, etc. So when price level fall, so demand for that the particular luxurious product will be increased. Clear? And both are inversely related to each other. Clear? So now we are going to the next point. that is availability of number of substitute, and which is one of the most important determinants of price elasticity of demand. So here we can see more the substitutes higher will be the price elasticity of demand. PED indicates the price elasticity of demand, okay, and the vice versa is always true. Clear? So if close substitutes are available in a market for a particular product, so elasticity of demand, so price elasticity of demand tends to be elastic. For example, I think it is very clear when we can use an example. So for example, Pepsi and other cold drink, okay. So price of the Pepsi increases, that means uh, quantity demanded of the other drinks, amount of quantity demanded of other drinks will be increased, and the quantity demanded for the particular product, that means Pepsi, will decrease because price of Pepsi increases. Clear? So people will shift to its close substitute because Pepsi and other cold drinks, those are close substitute and which are available in the market. So close substitute makes the consumer sensitive to change in price of Pepsi, and it makes the demand for Pepsi that will be elastic. Clear? And vice versa. So when a substitute's product or goods are not available in the market, so people will have to buy it even when its price level increases. So demand would tend to be inelastic. So when substitutes products are available in the market, so demand would be elastic, and when substitute products are not available in the market, so demand will be inelastic. Clear? Demand will be inelastic. For example, the demand for salt. So price of salt increases slightly, people would consume almost same quantity of salt as before they purchase. So because people spend a very little amount of their income, and even if its price increases, it makes only a negligible differences in their budget allocation for salt. So that's why there is a very little effect or no effect on the amount of quantity demanded of salt when price of salt increases. Clear? So we are going to the next determinant, so that is proportional spending of consumer income. Clear? So if a consumer spends a large proportion of his income on a product, so demand will be elastic. For example, the demand for cloth. So people spends a very much amount of money on cloth, so that's why price of cloth increases, the amount of quantity demanded for the particular product or cloth will decrease. So there is a big effect on the amount of quantity demanded due to change in price. So that's why the demand will be elastic. When a consumer spends a smaller proportion of his income on a product, so demand will be inelastic. Clear? For example, the demand for salt. So price level increases, so household spends very little amount of money on salt purchases. So that's why price of salt increases. It will not make much differences, and they will continue to buy the same quantity of salt as before they purchase. So that's why the demand tends to be inelastic, because there is a very little effect or no effect on the amount of quantity demanded due to change in price. Now going to the last point, that is time period, and time period is one of the most important determinants of price elasticity of demand. So in the short run we can say that demand will be inelastic because consumers stick with the certain pattern of consumption, because in the short run the substitution of one product by the another product is not so easy. For example, the price of fuel oil increases, it may be difficult to substitute it by other fuels like cooking gas, petrol, etc. in the short run. But when we have sufficient time, so people will make adjustment and use other fuels also. So that's why in the long run the demand will be elastic. Clear? Now we are going to the next slide. I think it is clear to everyone. This is the new slide which shows importance of price elasticity of demand. And so learner, do you have any idea what is meant by the price elasticity of demand, or the importance of price elasticity of demand? But in market, why price elasticity of demand is measured? The first importance is the determination of price under monopoly. So that means price elasticity of demand helps in determining price under monopoly. So at first we have to know, what do you mean by a monopoly? So monopoly refers to a market structure which is characterized by a single seller selling a unique product in the market, and seller faces no competition and he or she is the sole seller of the good or services with no substitute products. Clear? So when demand for good will elastic, so he or she will fix the lower price for the product, and when demand for product will inelastic, so he or she will fix the higher price. Clear? Now we are going to the next point, that is the international trade. So price elasticity of demand helps in fixing prices of the goods to be exported or imported, and which is basically related to the international trade thing. So it is very important to have knowledge about the elasticity of demand. So if a country may fix increased price, that means inelastic demand, and when a country may fix a lower price, so demand will be elastic. Now we are going to the third point, that is price discrimination. It helps in determining prices. So to be paid to the factor's production, or the discrimination, or it helps in discrimination price for the necessary products or the luxurious product or the normal product, etc. Now we are going to the fourth point, that is formulation of taxation and agricultural policy. Obviously, price elasticity of demand helps in determining the government policy, and which includes the formulation of taxation and agricultural policies also. So government can impose higher tax on the particular product when demand for that product will inelastic, and when government can impose a lower tax on the particular product, so demand for that the particular product will be inelastic. Clear? Now we are going to the last point, that is paradox of poverty. That means for example bumper crop, that means a large amount of crops, but it brings poverty. Why and how it will come? So, bumper crop, instead of bring prosperity to farmers, brings poverty, because it happens due to the inelastic demand for agricultural product. So, when supply of crops increases as a result of a good monsoon and other, so their price level decreases due to inelastic demand. So, total income for the farmer decreases. That means it welcomes poverty. So this is known as paradox of poverty when supply of crops increases. Clear? So now we are going to the next slide, which shows basically another type of elasticity of demand, that is income elasticity of demand. So income elasticity of demand is a degree of responsiveness in quantity demanded due to change in income level or the real income. So we have already discussed the price elasticity of demand, and which refers it is a degree of responsiveness in quantity demanded due to change in price. And here for the income elasticity of demand, so it is a degree of responsiveness of quantity demanded due to change in real income level. That is the basic differences between the price elasticity of demand and income elasticity of demand. So now going to the formula of income elasticity of demand. So income elasticity of demand equals to the same thing, the percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in income or the real income. So real income is indicated by the Y. Clear? So that's why income elasticity of demand is indicated by YED, whereas price elasticity of demand is indicated by the PED. Clear? So delta means change. So delta Q by delta Y into Y by Q1. So how it will come? From the percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in income. So the explanation is, we all know that percentage change in quantity demanded means delta Q by Q or Q1 into 100 divided by percentage change in income, that means delta Y by Y1 into 100. So 100 cancel out. So the rest part is delta Q by Q1 into Y1 by delta Y. So delta Q by delta Y into Y1 by Q1. Clear? So now we are going to the next. Here this is the next slide, which indicates types of income elasticity of demand. So we can see there are three types of income elasticity of demand. The first one is positive income elasticity, second one is negative income elasticity of demand, and third one is zero income elasticity of demand. So now we are going to the next slide, where we will explain what is positive income elasticity of demand and which good is related to the positive income elasticity of demand and which good is related to the negative income elasticity of demand, and what is negative elasticity, the negative income elasticity of demand, and the last one is what is zero elasticity of demand. So now move on the next slide. Here this is the next slide, and here we can see the explanation for the positive, negative, zero income elasticity of demand. So for the first type, that is positive income elasticity of demand, which is associated with the luxurious product, that means income increases, he or she can buy more expensive cars. Clear? So that means YED, income elasticity of demand, greater than +1. Now we are going to the negative. So negative income elasticity of demand associated with the inferior goods. For example, when income increases, he or she can buy less cheap goods. Okay, so YED is less than -1. Okay. Okay, and now going to the next, that is 0, and which is basically associated with the normal goods. And when income level increases, he or she will buy the same amount of products. So now we will go to the next slide where we can see some example for the luxurious product, inferior products, or the normal products. So now move on the next slide. Here there are some examples for the income elasticity of demand. So for the necessary goods, that is rice. So income elasticity of demand is greater than 1 and always less than plus 1. Okay, for the necessary products. For the luxurious product, we have already known that for luxurious product, the income elasticity of demand is positive. So that means YED is greater than plus 1. And for the inferior good, which is related to the negative income elasticity of demand, so that means YED is equals to the minus 1. And for the normal good, that indicates YED equals to plus 1. Because when income increases, he or she will purchase the same amount of product when price level increases. For example, milk is a organic milk is the example of the normal good, but the but for the inferior good, the packaged food is basically an example of the inferior goods. And when income level increases, he or she will buy less amount of cheap products. Clear? Now we are going to the next slide. Here, this is a graphical representation of the normal goods, luxurious goods, and the inferior goods. So at first we have to discuss the inferior one. In an inferior one is related to the negative income elasticity of demand. So if we make another graph for another goods, so I think it is much easier to understand to for everyone. So we can make another graph. Okay, so this is income and this is quantity demand. So here we can see income is measured in the vertical axis and quantity demand is measured in the horizontal axis, and this is the inferior goods demand curve. Clear? So when price level 1, so quantity demand is that, and when income increases from Y to Y1, so we can see the amount of quantity demanded will decrease from the previous situation, because we all know that inferior goods is related to the negative income elasticity of demand, and it means when income increases, he or she will buy less amount of quantity demanded of the particular product, and he or she will purchase the less amount of cheap products when their income level increases. So that's why the amount of quantity decreases from the previous situation. Now we are going to the next good, that is the luxurious good. So Y and QD. So this is the demand curve for luxurious good. So at first situation, for Y the quantity demand is QD1. So when income level increases from Y to Y1, so amount of quantity demanded increases from QD1 to QD to QD1. Clear? So luxurious good indicates or associated with the positive income elasticity of demand. When income increases, he or she will purchase the more amount of goods. So proved. Now we are going to the normal goods. Here this is the graph for normal goods and this is the demand curve for normal goods. And normal goods is related to the or associated to the zero income elasticity of demand. Okay. So when at income level is Y, so quantity demand is QD, and when income level increases from Y to Y1, so quantity demanded increases the same amount. So the increase in income, so increase amount of income is same with the increased amount of quantity demanded for the normal goods, because zero elasticity of, so zero income elasticity of demand, it indicates zero income elasticity of demand, because when income level increases, he or she will purchase the same amount of good. Clear? So now we are going to the, I think it is clear for everyone, and now we are going to the next slide that indicates some importance of income elasticity of demand. So income elasticity of demand helps in the planning for the production and the management thing, because what goods is used or what goods are not used, which is most important in the production planning and management process. Now we are going to the next point, that is it helps in forecasting demand when change in consumers income is expected. Okay, so when consumers income increases, so what is the demand for the particular product, and when consumers income decreases, what is the demand for the particular product. So this is very important, and that's why income elasticity of demand is very important in forecasting the demand when consumers income is expected. Now we are going to the next point, that is income elasticity of demand helps in the classifying goods as normal or as inferior. And we have already told inferior good is associated with the negative income elasticity of demand, and normal good is associated with the zero income elasticity of demand. So now we are going to the fourth point, that is income elasticity of demand helps in expansion and contraction of the firm, and it helps in studying the market situations also. So we are done for today's session. I hope all discussions on this topic is very helpful to everyone. So today we have discussed income elasticity of demand and their graphical representations for luxurious good and the normal good and the inferior goods, and the determinants of price elasticity of demand and their importance. Okay, so in my next class we will explain the another concept of another part of elasticity, which includes cross price elasticity. Okay, so till then stay tuned, but not the least, please like, share, comment on the video and subscribe to my channel and press bell icon button for getting new information about my channel. Thank you.